The dossier failed me, Jenna. I take no accountability. The dossier had a lot of fake information in it. And
when in doubt,
we'll get to
blame the
it.
dossier.
Too many pages in the dossier. All right, but we have to start this morning in Pittsburgh because what was that? Browns with no head coach, no practice, clearly no problem against a Steelers team that either wasn't ready or was looking past a team they didn't think stood a chance. Well, they did stand a chance as my Cleveland Browns pulled off what some would call an improbable upset. So, Brandon, my friend, let us start right there. I know no such thing as a bandwagon. Was last night more about Baker and the Browns' resilience, or was it about Big Ben and the Steelers' struggles? Because you can make a case for either side last night.
Woo, Jenna, oh my goodness, what a game last night. You can arguably say that was the best wild card game for a team in NFL history. That was phenomenal. The easy answer is the Pittsburgh Steelers, because when you look at that botch snap, that Pouncey, you can easily say it was about them. But the reality is it was about the Browns. The Browns dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers. You even go into the second half when the Pittsburgh Steelers start getting in the rhythm. Big Ben start getting hot, and they still dominated them. They were the better team, not only on that night, but just a better team, period. And they proved it play after play after play in all three phases. Outside of Big Ben throwing the ball all around the field, the Browns dominated every single area, from running game, stopping the run, special teams, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Baker Mayfield also, to be noted, I was on this guy all year. I'm still not ready to crown him and say go pay him $400 million, whatever the number is, for the starting quarterback in the Cleveland Browns organization. But that guy played phenomenal last night, and it wasn't throwing the ball over the field. His best plays was throwing the ball away. There was a play in the third quarter. I was like, okay, this guy may have a chance. He had a 20-yard in cut, and the safety drove down on it. The corner was tight on coverage. You can see that he wanted to throw this ball, and he threw it in the dirt. Excellent. And his balls last night, as far as throwing the ball away, was him actually escaping the pocket and running. So, Nick, this was all about the Cleveland Browns. Phenomenal outing by them without their coach.
Yeah, listen, we'll get to the Rigatoni Roethlisberger part of the program later. 4 picks, that's 9 picks in his last 5 playoff games. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but he kind of Cam Newton'd in the Super Bowl, the opening play of the game. Like, wait, you want me to fall on that football? James Conner, you got it? Oh, no, now we're down 7-0. But the story of the game is what Brandon said. This is about Baker and the Browns and letting them have this moment.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the Browns, we are talking about Baker Mayfield. And I understand Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt might be like, hey, we're 2 of the 3 best players on the team, and the other one's Myles Garrett. Why don't you talk about us more? Because we don't. We talk about Baker. And the fact of the matter is, when Baker Mayfield doesn't turn the ball over, he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Like, the Baker Mayfield we've had the last 2 months, who has 1 interception since the midway point of the season, and that 1 interception almost made Brandon Marshall punch me in the face via Zoom, which is hard to do. You need a portal to do it. Baker Mayfield's great when he's taking care of the football.
True story.
And the context is, it's a true story. The context is the Browns went on the road to Pittsburgh without their head coach, without, I would argue, 2 of the 10 best players on their team, critical players, their best corner, their best offensive lineman, and they mollywopped the Steelers. And so to me, this does define Baker Mayfield as the face of the franchise, the quarterback for the Browns moving forward. Now, I don't know what the finances will end up being, but this is about the beginning of the Browns and Baker Mayfield in that division, and the end wilds of the Steelers and Big Ben in that division.
Yeah, I buy that. I think Baker's going to have continued success. And when you saw the Steelers come out, I feel like it was the definitive answer to rust or rest because they looked super rusty. It's not only the mistakes and the snaps and the interception, they also just looked lethargic. It's like Nick Chubb's running over guys, Kareem Hunt's running over guys. They just didn't look like they were ready to play. So, Nick, it would seem like we have a real answer to, do you want to play a Browns team that is hungry and fighting to get into the playoffs? Then they win a playoff game while the other teams hanging out. Oh no, let's get healthy. Let's relax. It's been 20 days since Patrick Mahomes.
I see what's
By the time they
happening.
play,
I see what's
20
happening
days.
here.
And then last time they had a bye, Jenna, what happened? They came out after a bye week. They came out and destroyed the Raiders. They took all that time to watch the Raiders footage and destroyed them. Nope. Game like 28 seconds left. You need a miracle from Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I'd be very,
You look
very
comfortable.
nervous.
Wild.
Very nervous. Here's
Wilds.
my Mahomes impression.
Wilds.
Feet up.
You know
up,
what?
Relaxing. Oh.
You
Just a little
tricked
close
me
shave right here, you'll be
because
good.
You said the last time they had a bye. I thought you meant the last time they had a bye in the playoffs, and I was like, well, they won the Super Bowl? Or are you talking about the Texans game where they scored 50-some? But you mean a regular season bye, so I understand. Brandon,
Texans game
I said the Ravens are the team that scares me the most. So the Ravens would have been going to Kansas City had the Steelers won. So I actually think from the Chiefs' perspective, it was a really good weekend. But I want to ask you something big picture-wise. Was this weekend the passing of the torch from the class of 04 quarterbacks to the class of 2018 quarterbacks? So 04, Eli, who's already gone, Rivers, who's about to be gone, and Big Ben, who's doing the 1,000-mile stare on the bench after the game like, oh, my God, what's happened? Class of 18 quarterbacks.
Come on, bro.
Lamar, first playoff victory. Josh Allen, first playoff victory. Baker Mayfield, first playoff victory. That trio from 04 went on for 15 years, but each of them to very successful careers. All of them made the Super Bowl except for Phillip Rivers. I wonder if we saw a figurative passing to the trio of 18 being that kind of, the colleagues of the same draft class being some of the standard bearers for the NFL at that position.
Yeah, absolutely. The NFL's in great hands when you look at the quarterback position, and you got a little bit of everything. You got pocket passers, you got guys who can get out the pocket and make all the throws. You got guys who can get it done with their feet. So absolutely, Nick. And I will also say, to go back to that class of 04, it's time for Big Ben to go, I think. When you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers situation, and where their strength lies on that defensive side. So when you see Mika Fitzpatrick at 24, Edmonds at 23, TJ Watt at 26, Dupree 27, Bush 22, 2 at 27, Hayward 31. I would say that you can't waste those guys' prime. Some of those guys are entering in their prime. Big Ben, you threw for 500 yards. You threw 47 completions, but you were the reason why that team lost that game. You can't go out there and throw 4 picks in a wild card weekend. You absolutely can't do that. And how they sputtered at the end, it had everything to do with that offense. So I would say it's time for the Pittsburgh Steelers to move on from Big Ben, because they'll waste all those guys on the defensive side. That is your strength, built around them. Get an offense that can run the ball and a quarterback that can get it done. Now, look, will it happen? We talked about this last week. I'm not sure, because he has that 1 year left, $31 million. But he had a great career, man. But the Pittsburgh Steelers need to find a way to move on from Big Ben this offseason.
Yeah, a lot of decisions for this organization.
Ooh, life is good.